This is more like it. This is more what I was expecting to be doing today. Nice sort of scenic back roads. So that's the motorway section done, thank God. And we're just going to do 9.4 kilometres over to a collection of old stone houses. So that's the plan. Go there, have a look around, and then see if there's any hotels that would let me check in early, because all I want to do really is just have a day off and go to sleep, to be honest. Like, I'm awake enough, but I wouldn't want to do all day like this. So yesterday was a really long day, and especially as it was raining most yesterday, so I just feel drained really. But I've had about 3 litres of water, so very nice, very kind. So yeah, anyway, let's get on the road, do a little bit. So it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site we're off to see today, and it was actually a village that was originally made for essentially property tax evasion. So what would happen is all the sort of farm workers would be given these sort of stone buildings, and what would happen is when people knew that the housing inspector was coming around, they could very quickly disassemble these stone buildings. Now, there is no cement, no bricks, there's no cement or mortar or anything holding these things together. They're literally just held by balancing rocks on top of each other. But it's a whole little village, and I'm hoping at 10:30 on a, what is this, a Tuesday I think it is. I'm hoping at 10:30 on a Tuesday it's not going to be very busy. But I'm sure there's a coach trip waiting by it. Hey, look at that. Oh yeah, here we are. We must be in the right place. Look at them. Aren't they so sweet? Some of them are now like Airbnbs. But yeah, it's in the right area, because look, there's little ones on people's houses, but not the official thing we've come to see. Right, here's a motorbike. Fantastic. Well, here we are. What an amazing place. And it's so much busier and larger than I was expecting. But I was only expecting a few little houses in a sort of like farmyard sort of setting. But this is like a town based around it and everything. Didn't really do breakfast, a very overpriced croissant. So what we'll do, we'll find a cafe, sort things out, and then we'll get going. See you soon. Wow, welcome back. You join me in an absolutely very, very sweet little place. And that was well worth seeing. I'm so tired. I really didn't sleep very well on the ferry, and I couldn't even get to sleep till about 1 or 2 a.m. anyway, because of how late you board the ferry. So, just feeling so tired and drained really. So, I found a campsite nearby. It's got camping, but it's also got little pods and stuff. So I'm just going to get there, see what they have to offer, and I just want to relax really. So we've got 6 minutes, so we're just gonna get on the road really. But amazing little town. I really enjoyed walking around all the streets and stuff, just checking out all the different sites. And if you like round pointy houses, then you're in the right place. Brilliant. Right, let's go to this campsite and see what they've got. I could just do with just a little pod, to be honest, just a little camping pod. I don't mind setting up the tent, but yeah, if there's one of those little camping pods, 20 euros or something, that would do the job just right. So we've got 4 days in Italy, and today I'm just going to use as a day off, and then tomorrow we'll cross over to the other side we'll cross over to the other side and we'll start looking at things like the Amalfi Coast and stuff like that. But yeah, did not sleep very well on the ferry. Right, here we are. So let's just go in and see what they've got. I know they've got tents, and I know they've got like pods. Let's go and see what they do have, shall we? Is that reception? Doesn't look very... Buongiorno. English or?
Yes, English.
Do you work here?
Sorry?
Do you work here?
Yes.
Okay, so is there like a reception?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, hello. I'm still here in Alberobello, and I'm just walking off to get some pizza. So I had a little bit of lunch, and it was probably about 2 o'clock, and I found a hotel, and I just checked in, because when you go to bed at 2:30, but you've got to be out your room by 8 AM, so you can be off the ship at 9 AM, it wasn't really much time to sleep, to be honest, and I haven't had a day off since Switzerland, when I was in Davos at the Hard Rock Hotel. So I felt like it was a good time for, well, just a little bit of relaxation, really. And it was amazing. I literally have never fallen asleep so quickly, and I just slept from probably about 1:30 till about 6:30. Anyway, we're just in this lovely countryside bit, and it is, got to say, a bit creepy, but if I can be back before it's dark, that'd be good. But yeah, it is so nice around here, so peaceful. Let me flip the camera around, hang on. Look at that. And in Alberobello there are loads of these houses, though. And there are loads of those houses in Alberobello, so it was amazing to see them all today, and a huge cluster of them as well. Everywhere I go recently there seems to be a school trip going on, though. In the last few days they were on the ferry, and they've been at every single attraction I've gone to, so I was enjoying having it all to myself. It's absolutely lovely. Look, I'm just here, all these little orchards, sun's going down, little house here. That's so brilliant. Anyway, what's going to make it even more brilliant is a pizza, and there's a bar at the campsite, and I've got a little hotel pod, so I'll give you a room tour now. Okay, so we start off at the main door. There's the bike, just popping out there. Hello. Right, so I've got a little kitchen area, and then we've got just some stuff I've hung up, a little sort of bar area, and then there's the bed. There's another sort of area for all your stuff, and then here's the toilet, and I've just got my shaver on charge. But there we go. And just to say, this was €50.50 for the night. Bit of a nightmare this morning, no hot water, so unfortunately I had to wait for a plumber to come out. But Mario and Luigi, they saved the day. They arrived so quickly as well. They must be on like first response or something. But yeah, Mario and Luigi sorted my heater out, and had a shower that was sometimes very hot and sometimes very cold. So not ideal, but there we go. I wasn't really in a rush today. I've got to do about 137 miles today. We're going to cut across Italy, and we're going to head over to the Amalfi Coast. But again, I'm not really in any rush, to be honest.
And there we go. It's time to get on the road. We're going to do 291 kilometres. I'm just letting the bike warm up. We're going to go down to the coast and then cut across Italy, and we're going to head over towards the Amalfi Coast. Right, that was absolutely brilliant campsite. Just what I needed. I feel so refreshed. I basically checked in at 1 o'clock, and all I did was a little lie down and I didn't wake up until probably about 6:30, and then after that I went for a little walk just around to the pizza shop just around the corner, and it was brilliant. It was exactly what I needed. Really refreshed. I've done everything. I've had a shave, I've charged everything up, a shower, really feeling very refreshed indeed. The only problem I had was that, look at that. The only problem I had was in the morning I had no hot water, which, if it was really hot, right, the voice is going down already, which if it was really hot overnight would be alright, but it was really chilly in the night and the floor was stone cold in the morning, so they obviously had a problem with their heating thing or something. But no, Mario and Luigi, the plumbers arrived within seconds. There we go. Oh, there we go, that was everything I needed. But look at this, you don't see this at a petrol station, do you? For a petrol station, that's an amazing little view. Anyway, very convenient petrol station with a really nice cafe as well. Now, the only problem back there was, because I don't talk Italian, I don't really know what he was saying. But I think I just paid 30 cents a litre more just for the pleasure of having him fill up my tank, because nobody else stopped at that pump and everyone else went to other pumps, and he pointed at the sort of price per litre on the screen and it was €2.11, but every other screen, after we'd paid and filled it up, every other screen said 11.70. So what I'm sort of thinking is, so I think I just paid loads extra just for the sake of that guy filling up my tank, to be honest. Anyway, there's something going on around here because there's lots of police. I'm not sure what's going on, to be honest. We don't want to go this way. So if you're looking at just doing one part of my journey, if you want to just do a quick bit, then just get on your motorbike and go from the UK over to Germany. I'm amazed at how quickly I got into Germany. Like, it was only day 4 or 5 I got to Germany, and had I got the Eurotunnel early, I reckon I could have been in Germany by, like, if I really needed to, I think I could get to Germany in about 3 days. If I really needed to, I definitely think I could do it in about 2 days. But yeah, I was surprised at how quick I've got around some of these countries. And I was, yeah, I'd say mostly so surprised about the experience I had of Greece. It was perfect weather, everyone was so friendly, and again, all these random old men at all these petrol stations, you see them and, you know, it's a bit intimidating sometimes to walk in, and, you know, it's the old man's sort of chess club and they're all stood there, well, they're all just sort of sat there chatting away, and you walk in and it goes dead silent. But as soon as you actually turn around and look at them, like, they just crack these lovely warm smiles to you, and you could tell they really were proud of their country. And all the B&Bs I stayed at, like that one hotel, Petite Palace, they would generally not let me leave the hotel until I agreed to go and see the Mycenaean ruins, and I'm glad they did, because apart from the fact it was so busy, that was an experience and a half. But yeah, Greece was absolutely brilliant. I cannot recommend Greece highly enough. Well, all the countries have been lovely, it's just that each country has a slightly different thing going on. But I'd probably say, if you're looking at driving in Italy, I'd probably say, yeah, the worst thing is just how fast the drivers are. But of course, I'm not out of Italy yet, so I can't give you the full reflection on Italian drivers. But yeah, Greece, I was so amazed at how clean and how perfect the temperature was, and just how nice everything was. I could easily go back there every year or two. And again, if I ever get a girlfriend, which we can only hope might happen one day, I could happily, if I had a week off, I would happily just jump on a quick flight to Greece. It doesn't take that long to get to Greece, and yeah, I could happily just get a little hire car and just sort of go around a certain area of Greece and really just see it more. So where are we now? Well, we're somewhere on the back roads of Italy, to be honest. We're just cutting across the national roads, so they're not motorways, they're not toll roads, they're like our sort of national speed limit roads. So apparently you're meant to be doing 50 around here, but nobody else is. The only thing in Italy I don't really like is they've never heard of braking distance. And in the mirrors, everyone looks closer as well, so it's probably not that bad if you turn around. But then, of course... So Italian driving is like, if you're Italian, this is too far away, and you tend to drive like right up sort of here. This is a popular place, but again, I'm not mental, so I'm dropped back. But generally speaking, in Italy, that's where they like to drive right up behind you. Never heard of braking distance in their life. They've got no idea what the speed limit is. So yeah. But then as soon as I blast away and give it some speed, they're not instantly trying to chase you. That's what I find even weirder. In the UK, if someone gets up close behind you and the first opportunity comes, they literally overtake, or they'll just go for it and just risk it anyway. In Italy, they come right up behind you, they'll sit right up behind you, which is what he's sort of doing now, like no braking distance whatsoever. But then the first opportunity that comes, they won't overtake you, they'll just sit there, which is really weird, I find. And then what I find even weirder about Italian drivers is they'll sit really close behind you, you'll give it a good old blast to get some distance between you two, and then they won't chase you at all. So as soon as you slow down, they've caught you back up. But they're not like chasing you down or anything. And again, no one's out to hurt you, that's how it's taught in Italy. But I'm here and the Italian police are doing 10 miles under the Italian police are doing 10 kilometers under the speed limit, and I've got to sit straight on this road for 40 kilometers. So I don't really know what the test is. I think I'm just going to overtake and hope for the best, because they are doing 10 under, so it looks like the right time for it. I'm going to go for it. Overtaken. I'm just going to slow down just on the off chance. Why'd you got to do this to me? There we go, it's come back down, 90 kilometers an hour. Oh, this is the thing, this is the test. Are they watching me? Yeah, I'm going to use one of these. These are little, if you're wondering what these are, they're little sort of pull-in places. They're not like, they're sort of like in the UK, you know, you see the P for parking. This is sort of what these things are like, basically. So they're sort of for parking, doing a quick wee. But yeah, I wouldn't want to hang around on them. That's better. But yeah, I'm just going to sort some stuff out here, because you guys don't want to watch me do 230 kilometers in a straight line. So I'm just going to take the camera off and stuff, and I'll see you soon. Oh, and put some earplugs in as well. Hello, welcome back. As just mentioned, I'm at a petrol station, and I've just done maybe about 190 kilometres, something like that. So I thought I'd just stop for a little break. I had a nice ice cream, that was pretty good fun. So we're just going to push on now, just kind of continuing through this countryside and over to the town of Capaccio. And just on the side of Capaccio is another temple, Athena's temple. So I thought that might be a good place to stop and have some food. It's just about an hour and a bit's time, but if I see a really nice cafe before that, then I might just pull in there instead. But yeah, I'm doing, just to try and keep people happy, I'm doing 40 kilometers over the limit here, and I'm still nowhere near catching up with the people in front. So I think yeah, speed limits and no smoking signs in Italy are both purely elements, but they're just decorations basically. Same with this solid white line. That honestly, in Italy the solid white line means nothing. Double solid, single solid, neither of them mean anything to anyone in Italy. We won't go up here, yeah. So earlier we were on the SS589, I believe. Earlier we were on the SS586, I believe, or the 589, whatever it was. Oh, it was heavenly. 120 kilometers, straight line, literally just like this, but with more sort of open corners. So I honestly don't think I touched the brakes for at least 45 minutes on that road. There was only one dodgy moment where this car that was clearly just in the mood to overtake anything and everything flew up behind me. I've never seen a car come up so close and so quick behind me. I mean, this huge white Skoda thing, I don't know if it's some cheap car or something, but it was fast, whatever it was, and it flew right up, and I literally looked at it in my mirror, looked again, I was like, blimey, he's coming up hot. And I've got a lorry in front of me, so I'm slowing down, and I moved over to the side like this. I'm so glad I moved, because he shot past me. I'd say like his tyre was maybe, and then he was sort of, because he was an idiot and because he was like couldn't have a proper car, so he had some like weird fake thing, he was so close to the lorry and just kept tapping his brakes. He was like right up in the back of the lorry. He was so close to the lorry that of course he couldn't see if it was clear to overtake it or not, and because he's so thick he doesn't know what brakes are, so he didn't even drop back at all. He was just like right up behind the lorry. And bear in mind, we are still doing about 80-90 kilometers an hour at this stage, so I've slowed down a bit, giving it a bit of distance, but I'm just watching this absolute basically. And yeah, he was overtaking. I don't know where he disappeared to, because I thought, oh, once he's done, so he was finished, and then I overtook the lorry when it was a better time to do it. I did it properly, and yeah, that guy was nowhere to be seen. And around every corner I'd look, and there'd be a little straight line, and I'd have a little look thinking, oh, I just see him turning that corner. No, that man was gone. He must have been doing at least, I don't know, there was no speed cameras on that road either, so I bet he was doing somewhere around 140, 150 kilometers an hour, because I thought I was making pretty good progress after the lorry, and I thought, oh, I bet I'm catch this guy up at some point, or just see like the back of his car disappearing around a corner. But no, literally never to be seen again, that car. I shall now demonstrate an Italian overtake. Ready? Solid line, corner, no problem. Just gun it and just go for it. It does not make any difference to anyone. But now, awkwardly, had to slow down. Oh god. What I am bored about on this bike is I'm really bored of clattering over all these little bumps. Like, they look so smooth as well. That's the problem, is a lot of them look so smooth, like they're just a sort of little bump in the road and you're just going to go over them and go whee. But a lot of them are like rock solid, like mountains, right? Oh, I don't understand how they just leave their roads like that. Like that, lovely and smooth, right? But then there are others that look like they've been smoothed over, but you go over them, oh god, it's like half a foot of just sudden solid bump, and they're really not fun. Should say as well, that's not me being weird honking around these corners. A lot of the time you will see a lorry sort of straddling it. Oh, this bike sounds so good. Right, we've got to slow down because we're turning right here. Oh, it's not a turn, it's just a tight bend, alrighty. But yeah, you didn't really miss much. I think the deer was probably the most exciting part of that ride. The rest of it was just like amazing forest through the clouds. There was a huge cow as well, and you don't hear me going, holy cow. But that's it really, so you didn't really miss much without the audio. Anyway, so I went through the forest, and then after going through the forest, I went to a restaurant, and I was just eating, and I just had a quick look on the map at how far away I was from Igoumenitsa, where I had to get the ferry. And then all of a sudden it was like, you need to do 92 kilometers in 1 hour and 20 minutes. So I got to check-in shuttles at 10. Last check-in was at 10, and I got there at 10:15. But I've got to say, that's the most I've ever opened it up. So I've got to say, yeah, that's the most I've ever opened it up. That was fast, that was. Like, my average speed, it was 130 kilometers an hour, the road limit. I've got to say my average speed was probably 130 kilometers an hour, to be honest. I think that's the fastest I've ever munched through so much miles. But anyway, I got there, which was great. Just watching for someone cutting. No. Why do Italians stop in such stupid places? Anyway, I got there at 9:45 for a 10 o'clock check-in, and she said, oh no, it's okay, you don't need to worry, the ship's still not here. So actually I think check-in in the end closed at maybe 11 o'clock. And she was like, no worries, we just say 2 hours. So it's good to know, because a lot of these places you check in and then, oh my god, I've got to go right round here. Oh, gravel on the corner, funky. Glad I didn't try and do that tightly. Yeah, so it's pretty good actually. So I downed my burger, which weirdly had no bun. I ordered a burger and it literally was like a deconstructed one but with no bread. It was weird. Here's a photo of it. Really strange. Look at that. No bread at all. And he said to me, do you want bread? And I was like, yes. But yeah, I don't know if they were out of burger buns or what on earth was going on there. But anyway, yeah, I hammered it over to the ferry check-in and I checked in, and then yeah, got a bit lost in the dock, trying to work out which port I needed to be waiting at. And you really do need to check, because sometimes they'll load multiple ships at multiple times, and as soon as you're in that sort of dock area, you won't find out that you're on the wrong ship. And what I found with these late night ferries, the ones that leave especially late at night, is there's really not a lot of staff around. So we all sort of queued up, and there were 3 ships came in at once. So one was going to Ancona, one was going to Barry, which is where I wanted, another one was going somewhere else. And anyway, what sort of happens on these late night ferries is everyone sort of just queues up, and then you're all sort of just let into the dock, but the dock has multiple ships arriving in it. So it's a good job I checked, and then that was it, and the door sort of opens and you all sort of just scramble onto the ferry. But I'd say, yeah, if I was on the wrong ship, I wouldn't have known until I got onto the ship, had the bike strapped down, got up to the check-in desk, and that's probably the first time I would have found out if I was on the wrong ship. Thankfully I was on the right ship, and I always try and make a habit of, normally they make you stick a huge sticker on the front of your bike, just slowing down because of all these dogs. Normally they make you stick a massive sticker on the front of your bike that says where you're going. But I can imagine so many people must have, over the years, got loaded onto the wrong ship. Because you wouldn't know, if you didn't really know the brand, if you didn't really know the name of your ship or what your ship's company was called, you could, yeah, I could have easily got on the one to Ancona instead. One thing I have heard about, because I'm in all these Facebook, you know, UK touring and things like that. Anyway, I've been in those sort of groups, and I've heard that people get really, really strange questions when they arrive back at the Eurotunnel. But I've never gone from France to the UK on the Eurotunnel. I've only ever done the UK to France bit. Both of my trips, this one and the France to Spain trip, have both sort of finished with me on the Spain to UK ferry, because I do think it's an amazing way to finish the trip. You get on board, it's a really nice modern ship, you put all your stuff in your cabin, you get changed into your shorts and casual shoes, and then you go straight to the restaurant where dinner is free for you, so you get free dinner, and then the next day you get free lunch, and then about 8 o'clock you arrive in the UK, and you do basically, well, I do about an hour and a half on the motorways and I'm home. So for me, the Santander to UK ferry is like the perfect end to the trip. It's like you can look back at all the photos of your achievements and all the miles you've done and think about all the people you met, and all you've got to do is literally just sit back and put your feet up for 30 hours. And I've said it before, if you're on a ferry for longer, if you're on a ferry, I always like to get a cabin. I wouldn't do it for the one that's like UK to Ireland, because you can do that in something like 3 or 5 hours, something like that. So I wouldn't do it for that, because I really would not see the point in that. I would happily sit in the airplane style seating. This is amazing. This is the SS166, taking me down the Italian hillside and over towards the Amalfi coast.